Well, Dave, no surprises. What I'm going to ask you, first question, 0-0. Did either side deserve to win it?
Yeah, I might maybe biased, but I think we deserve to win it. Certainly in the second half, much better than the first half. There were opportunities. Their keeper's made some saves. Our keeper hasn't made any, and there's a few, I suppose, scrambles where on another day you get the run of the ball and an opportunity. I think one at the end it Campsey to stop it going in. So, listen, one of them days for us. If you don't want to win the game, then don't lose. Kept another clean sheet, so can be happy from that perspective. But probably similar to what I've said previously, really. Disappointed with our first half performance, wasted 45 minutes. Our lack of understanding around what's required to, I suppose, get a foothold and do the basics in the game and get yourself up the pitch and have control in their half of the pitch. We didn't do. We made some really poor decisions, and half time came at a good time for us because it allowed us to make the change we did. I thought the subs had a real impact on the game, and we were much better second half.
The substitutions you made, was it to get people closer to Carl Wotton in many ways?
No, not particularly. It was to try and get more control in the game and keep the ball. We were turning it over far too often. We knew that they'd try and keep the ball, so we wanted to press, but press from a shape and press with a trigger. Don't think we did that well enough. We didn't really handle what was going on the back of the pitch through a lack of communication, and we brought obviously bringing Powley and Oden on just give you more control in terms of the type of players they are. They'll look after the ball, and we didn't do that well enough in the first half. The Cal coming on for GA was a planned one, if you like. We thought we'd maybe get to 60 minutes, but had to make the change at half time rather than wait. But like I say, the other two were based on what the game looked like and thought they had a big impact.
Do you think it's maybe a sign, Dave, of how far we've come, that there is a feeling of frustration, disappointment even, that we've not got more out of the game against a side that was in the Championship a couple of years ago?
Yeah, possibly, but I think what you have to do is take everything on its merits. Whether there were 4 divisions or whatever between the clubs a few years ago, we're both in the same division competing now, so you want to try and win every game. So we can be disappointed in aspects of, like I say, our performance, but happy with other bits and make sure we use the opportunities we have over the coming weeks to get better. Excuse me. I think the big part of that is around the understanding of what teams are doing and where we have to play in order to give ourselves the best chance of getting opportunities. And like I say, we didn't have enough know-how, certainly in the first half, to do it, and that's disappointing because of the experience we have on the pitch. So we need to, like I say, get some clarity and understanding around that.
You've played, 9 games now. I suppose it's an opportunity to sort of step back and look at and reflect on what you've achieved so far, but 1 defeat in 9 and you're still in those playoff places. Has that surpassed maybe your expectations at the start of the season?
Personally, no, because I had us down for 19 points from the first 9, because you're never going to put yourself to lose a game, are you? No. So I was down for 19, so we had an opportunity for us to get to 18. That doesn't mean I'm dissatisfied with 16 that we're on. So, like I say, still plenty to come. If someone had turned around and said you'll lose 1 game in the first 9, then yeah, I probably would have taken that. But you're always going to have high expectations. Like I said previously, the big things around is around improvement, and being able to produce what we want to try and be able to produce for 90 minutes. And that's the biggest frustration. We've not been able to do that at the moment yet. Probably the closest we came to it was maybe Blackpool, where it was a bit of an arm wrestle in the first half, and then second half we got our rewards. Maybe from our side of things, maybe we're expecting a little bit too much. Maybe we're expecting that we should be able to see the things that we work on every day out there on a Saturday, and maybe not underestimate the opposition, but almost take the opposition are going to stop you out of the situation. So we'll have to, like I say, we have to look at that. But we have an opportunity now to to work and try and improve, and we will be doing that, and look forward to the next game.
You say you've got an opportunity to do that because the next game, Wycombe Wanderers, is going to be postponed now, the international break. Does that suit you in a way that game's going to be off now?
I'd never say suit you is the way to look about it, because that game needs to go in somewhere else in the coming weeks. So I think we're getting into a situation now where we'll have Saturday, Tuesday games for probably consecutive weeks, and then you have the FA Cup. Now, granted, there's no FA Cup replays, so that takes that one out the equation. But we'd be 3 players down. Probably the more the more critical point to that is that we'll be two left backs down, and not have any real left-sided defensive cover, with Ryan still not being right. So yeah, the game's off. Like I say, gives us an opportunity to definitely work, because that's what we need to do, and we will do, and try and improve for the next game, which again will be, I think it'll be Challinor away, or I'm not too sure who the next game is after that. But we have then a quick turn around the games. We go Saturday, Tuesday, and games come thick and fast. So again, we have to get better to continue and hold the position that we at least currently sit in.
And just a final word on your squad. I mean, you talked earlier about the impact of your substitutes. You think about Nick Powell and Odin Bailey, and people have been saying, the forgotten men, or people talking about the bomb squad and that kind of thing. But actually, you've stuck to your word that you've said all along, show me something and you'll be back in the squad again, and they've made an impact today, and that's going to be the case all season.
Yeah, of course it will, and I say it can't be knee-jerk, but listen, maybe we've got I suppose we get an opportunity to now reflect the roles and the jobs that we're asking people to do. We knew that it would be there'd have to be some growth and some development in them to be able to play in the roles. Maybe at the moment we're just expecting a little bit too much, not only to come into a new team, come into a new league that a lot haven't played in before, and also play a slightly different role than maybe played last season. And we need to, like I said, we need to look at that. We review that as a staff, and one thing's for certain, we know based on what we had last year is players that do know how we do things, and we probably went back to that a little bit today, just in terms of what the squad looked like, because we thought the game, again in a strange way, we thought the game would be around control. We just wanted to have control in their half of the pitch, and we didn't do that well enough in the first half. I thought we did it really well in the second half. There was only one team, if any team, going to win it in the second half. We had real territorial dominance, and had some good opportunities. I suppose the only disappointment, I'd be saying the same. The only disappointment is we didn't get that goal to win the game, but I'd still be saying the same things around where we need to get better and what we need to improve on.
Really enjoyed talking to you. Thanks for your time.
Well,
Thank you. Well done.